We have actually the largest number of active learners of Celonis here in India. We have the largest number of practitioners through the ecosystem here in India. This is why India is so strategic, for our mission and for our growth.
Hi everyone, I'm Vidyashree and welcome to MIT SMR Management Review India. Today we'll be diving into the world of Celonis, the global leader in process mining. Joining us today are Alex Rinke, co-founder and co-CEO, Malhar Kamdar, Chief Customer Officer and India Head, and Carsten Thoma, President of Celonis. Hello everyone, welcome to MIT SMR India.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. My first question to you is, Alex, why is now the right time for the company to deepen its presence in India and with a dedicated office in Bengaluru?
That's right. One is already our largest user base is in India through the global capability centers of our customers. Second, we also see a huge opportunity in the domestic market that we are going after. And then really strategically, we think India is at the epicenter of process and the AI revolution, because the AI revolution has to be driven by process. And Celonis is the process company, the process intelligence platform. So there's a great fit there. And then lastly, the talent here is just amazing. And we are growing our team here very quickly.
My next question will be to you, Malhar. With India home to massive digital operations for global enterprises, how does Celonis plan to unlock value across the ecosystem?
Absolutely. First, as Alex said, we have been operating here in India for several years. And indeed, we have been connecting with those global players, global companies, both the GCCs, as well as the large system integrators and consulting players. And for us, the ecosystem is, of course, our services partners. And as you know, most of them have the largest presence here in India. We have engaged in every way with them in all their practices. The ecosystem is also the GCCs. Over 2,000 GCCs, 60% of the world's GCCs here. They're driving innovation, they're driving change, they're driving value for the enterprises globally here from India increasingly, and we're very much engaged with already 200 of them in India here. And the ecosystem is also the academics. We're on a mission to make processes work for people, companies, and the planet. And to deliver on that mission, we need to be able to scale. And we have lots of allies. The ecosystem is helping us get there. And we have been investing in India in particularly. We have now a joint program with over 300 of the top universities in India. We have 140,000 students who have been trained on our process intelligence Celonis before even they join the active market. So we want to make sure that we invest in the future of the talent pool so that those experts in process mining, process intelligence can support our customers and support the overall ecosystem. And as Alex said, we have actually the largest number of active learners of Celonis here in India. We have the largest number of practitioners through the ecosystem here in India. This is why India is so strategic, for our mission and for our growth.
Yeah. My next question would be coming in as president after years as an investor and advisor, how did your priorities shift once you moved from mentoring to co-leading?
First and foremost, my day shifted. I had to work many more hours. So, look, either you're an advisor, right, and then you have to know when you stop, because business has to take its course, and whoever carries the responsibility of execution carries it, and there's nothing left, all right? And so if you decide to become part of the operation, you also have to accept the full responsibility. So you have to be very aware of this. But for me, it was a little bit easier. I had my own company in the late 90s, scaled that, sold it to SAP. So I had both experiences, like an entrepreneur building something in fairly challenging times, then being a corporate executive. And then in both functions and through both lenses, I had the chance to getting known to Alex, Basti, Martin, and Celonis over 7 years before I joined the company full time. And that was much easier than a setup like this usually is, because if you know the players involved, it makes a huge difference.
Okay. Back to you, Alex. What's significance of companies' partnership with firms like TCS, Deloitte, and KPMG, in the Indian market?
We think we already have substantial partnerships with them, but we think that now their model is also evolving and innovating with AI, where they are more focused on, hey, how can we help our customers drive outcomes with AI as opposed to just time and material based agreements. And this is where Celonis fits in perfectly. So we are creating IP together, we are innovating together, we're going very deep with some of them, particularly here the players from India, the global players from India. And honestly, I've never seen such a momentum.
Yeah. Okay. Malhar, how do you see Gen AI and process mining converging? Are we, heading towards self-healing processes or AI co-pilots for operations?
So first, we are living that convergence every day, right? We actually have a catchphrase for that: no AI without PI, right? No AI without process intelligence. And the reason is because enterprises now, are going beyond the initial use cases of genai, which I think were at the periphery of the company's real core processes. And now that they are trying to improve, automate, at the heart of their operations, they realize that you can't automate or improve something you don't understand. And process intelligence gives you that process knowledge and process business context to make sure that your AI solutions are best informed about the reality, that they have the transparency, the reality of your businesses and your business context, which is evolving. So we know that living and breathing environment, and so we see increasingly customers deploying process intelligence as a horizontal layer to create a level of abstraction from the underlying systems and data, which are often very fragmented and heterogeneous and have been built over time, so that they can very quickly drive Gen AI at enterprise scale, but with being powered by process intelligence.
Alex, you already briefed what India means to the company, but coming to the specific, is India a part of your R&D or co-innovation roadmap? Like, do you see it becoming a global development hub?
100%. It is already and it's becoming. We just opened Celonis Garage in India, which is unique to India, right? But for the globe, right? As an innovation incubator for the whole globe, and we are continuing to invest. Just opened a new office here, which is awesome. So we have plenty of capacity to grow, and we have big plans. So stay tuned.
Sure.
And this is not just about capabilities, and it's really an engine for innovation for us.
Okay, Malhar, what makes Celonis ecosystem partner truly value differentiated in your view?
So, and building on what Carsten said earlier, we are humbled and privileged to have an incredible, vibrant ecosystem of some of the largest players, both Twitch as well as the large global companies, having embraced our technology, but in a very different way that these companies embrace traditional software, traditional SaaS companies. It has actually changed the way they provide value and deliver solutions to the client, because they can now power their practices. It could be their audit practices, their supply chain practice, their ERP transformation practice, and they can power it with a technology like Celonis, because it gives them the transparency of the customer's processes. Imagine they're driving an ERP transformation, ERP modernization, with or without that transparency. Right? It's a game changer for those services companies, and we work with all of them.
What cultural attributes are non-negotiable in a company trying to transform how businesses operate globally?
Intellectual honesty is the most important. Like, if you think about what we are doing, like we can provide incredible value to our customers, and we do this through like increased productivity and efficiency. But at the same time, at the root of that, the root cause is often like a weakness or a flaw. And like I said earlier, someone's accountable for that. So intellectual honesty is one, and empathy is the other one. I think these are times of great opportunity, but great opportunity usually comes also with a sense of anxiety because a lot of things are changing. And if you are at the spearhead like of innovation, then you have to also make sure that you take people along with you on the ride and that you respect where they come from. And in particular, doing that on a global scale requires that you adopt to different cultures, that you adopt to different ways how people do business and what's important to them. So you have to be very respectful, very honest, and show a lot of empathy. And I think that will always be sustainable and prevail.
Yeah. Alex, with Gen AI booming, obviously you spoke how high AI is a hype in India now. How is Celonis shifting from visibility to autonomous process optimization?
Yeah, this is a perfect question, and that's why we say there is no AI without PI. When you think about the process maps that we create, right? Like imagine a company, they have multiple different processes, many processes, like ordering, invoicing, manufacturing, onboarding people. And these processes happen across many different systems. So the ERP system, HR system, CRM system, etc. Celonis, what we are the best in the world at, is layering on top of that and creating a map of how all these processes work and how they interact with each other. Okay. That's the foundation for our process intelligence graph. And then we contextualize that map with information about what's desired, what's undesired, how do we want to measure ourselves, all that stuff. And this map, to your point, creates great visibility. But now this map is also the key for AI agents to automate the processes because they don't know, right? They haven't been trained on like a specific customer's unique process context. They've been trained on the internet, the LLMs, right? So now we can provide them with this map, and they can be very precise about automating and having all the real-time context. So Celonis is really foundational for real-time autonomous operations because its AI agents and agentic systems really work. They need all this information. And the more precise it is, the more actionable it is, the better the LLMs can help our customers.
Okay. Malhar, can you share a moment where a customer uncovered unexpected inefficiency and how it transformed their digital journey?
I had my wow moments actually when I was about to join the company and I discovered the power of process mining and Celonis. Look, I can speak to many of those moments. Typically, it happens, when we see clients, customers enterprises who have already modernized sometimes their systems, but all they have done is modernize the technology. And my past life, I've been with a company that spent a lot of time modernizing ERPs. But if I often use the statement, we've been modernizing it in the blind, without having the real visibility of what the process works. So you ultimately have, yes, a more modern underlying technology, maybe cloud-based, but you've actually transported, your processes without changing them. Those moments happen when suddenly we're able to show that despite the latest, ERP or systems of record transformation, we are able to uncover, incredible value.
Carsten, what's the toughest part about creating and evolving an entirely new tech category like process intelligence?
You have to have a lot of conviction. I guess it's very scary at the beginning. If you feel like when you have the idea, and I'm sure Alex, Basti, and Martin felt like that. You're pretty sure you're sitting on something that will fundamentally change the industry. But initially, you get no reconfirmation from the outside, and the most important part is that you need to prevail in that phase. You need to have the grit to get through this phase, and once you start to get confirmation from the outside through customers, through employees that actually join the mission, and through partners and influencers and analysts, then it gets easier and easier to operationalize it and put it to scale. But I honestly do not want to envision how many innovation gets lost because people don't bridge that initial gap. I think that is a lot.
Okay. So my last question would be to Alex. If you had to summarize the future of business operations in one sentence, what would that be?
Much, much faster and more frictionless operations
Okay.
due to AI, process intelligence, and the composable enterprise.
Thank you so much, Alex, Malhar, and Carsten, for all those incredible insights you shared with me about the company. And I would love to catch up again to understand more and understand how this goes forward also. Thank you so much for your time.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.